Thanks for choosing the 77 podcast show, a podcast show about the Portland Trailblazers. Let's step into it with Bo Diesel and Mike DC. Talk about the Blazers draft picks that the Blazers drafted just a few short days ago.
Yeah, it's been heavily covered. Most people across the internet are claiming the Blazers won the draft or that the Blazers did an outstanding job, which I can't disagree with. I really like the three new guys they got coming in.
Yeah, A pluses everywhere I've read. And then I find it ironic the 1 year the Blazers draft correctly. And so the fan base is split on whether or not to trade that draft pick. But I'm extremely excited. Scoot, I think, is going to be an amazing player. And they did great with the French. I'm going to butcher all the names. So I'll just say the French guy, the Frenchman, and the 23-year-old, soon-to-be 23-year-old Chris Murray. He's ready.
Yeah,
he's ready to go.
I'm going to go the other way with the names instead of not saying the name and not butchering, and I'm going to say it and butcher the name at the same time. Ryan Rupert.
Nice.
Ryan Rupert, whatever people have been calling him, but I believe pronunciation-wise, his name is Ryan Rupert. And as far as Ryan goes, definitely have heard nothing but positive reviews from specifically the owner of his club in New Zealand, who I saw on a YouTube video, a few interviews with him saying what an outstanding work ethic he has. And I went as far as to ask you earlier in the week, how surprised would you be if the third pick by the Blazers, Ryan Rupert, had a better career than, dare I say, either the first two round picks, Scoot or Mr. Murray? Interesting prospect. No one's really talking about him, but according to reports, I think he's going to be outstanding. Very excited to see him.
Yeah, and Blazers have on staff Draft Express, worked for ESPN, known guy. I think his last name Schmidt. He is an assistant GM. He knows the European games. You saw at the press conference when Joe Cronin, we got three guys that were invited to the green room. That rarely happens. That says a lot right there.
Yeah, it's looking good. The future is bright. All three of those players seem serious and wise beyond their years. So I like their chances, all one of making the team, clearly. And I think these guys a little bit different than we saw with Shaden last year. All the hype surrounding Shaden and easing him into the rotation. Now you did see some rookie mistakes, and he is just a young man who jumped right from high school basically to the pros. Didn't play at Kentucky, of course, as we all know, but the young men that we have coming in, all guys that have played professionally or at a high collegiate level. So these aren't guys that took a break. So for me, it's going to be interesting to see how their minutes accrue during the season and to see if we can get them some early minutes early in the season. No need to wait on these guys. None of them need to wait and get acclimated to the game. I think they're all NBA ready.
I believe Chauncey was trying to make that in the press conference. He does this thing where he kind of grabs his chin and says, "Oh yeah, these guys," trying to compare and contrast of what Shaden did last year compared to the three guys that are drafted this year. I think they're ready to go. I think they're ready to get at least 14 minutes a game, and I expect no less because the Blazers, as the taping of this podcast, release their summer league team.
Yeah, starting next week, we get to see a little bit of the future with the summer league. So we'll be tuning into that. Now, Mike, where is that? Where do they have summer league games? On NBA TV, correct?
Correct, yes. NBA TV and League Pass. You got Shaden Sharp playing because he does need to play. He actually might need to catch up with the incoming draft picks, especially Rupert and Scoot, because they're playing. They've already been professionals for 2 years, so they might even be a few steps ahead. And what everyone's talking about, the IQ of Chris Murray, twin brother of Keegan Murray of the Sacramento Kings. So I think they're ready, and that might also be an indication of why Watford was let go today as the taping of the podcast before we enter free agency in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, I love Trendon, love what he did, love the hustle. He'll definitely get picked up by someone. But when you think about the new outlook of this club, a guy like Watford doesn't seem to be a guy who's going to get minutes. So definitely good luck to him, and we'll be seeing him again.
And that's a good transition into these draft picks going into the Dame situation. Some people want to call it Dame time, Dame drama. And I'll be the first on the record. This is good. He can tweet all he wants and all this drama. It means the Blazers are on NBA Today lead stories. They're on Twitter. They're putting Portland in the spotlight. I don't mind that. The league probably doesn't mind that. Free agency starts in 2 minutes, and apparently that meeting last Monday was about the next, the next couple days, if they're going to sign anybody, whether he's going to make a decision.
Right. And I don't remember the last time that the lead story, not just on the basketball front, on the sports front, is where is your top player going to be? Where is he going? Where is he going? For years, we've been fishing around rumors of Dame leaving, back and forth, yo-yo. It's a little bit nauseating at this point, but it's been a good few 2 or 3 weeks now where that has been the lead story across the channels. And I don't know what's going to happen. Clearly, no one knows what's going to happen or how you move forward from this. Now, in a general sense, if everyone is going to zig, zag is your move. And at this point, everyone is saying Dame should go, Dame should go, Dame should go as the zig. And here he is at the moment anyway, looks like he's going to stay. So I'll stick with Dame. I'll stick with zag. I'm happy to have him. Let's move forward.
And just a programming note, maybe by the time this podcast gets up, Dame is a Philadelphia 76er. That could be a possibility too.
Yeah. And if you want to touch on that end of Dame going to the 76ers, why would he want to go there? This is a franchise that is exact opposite of what the Blazers are trying to build. They've got one superstar where they bring in a new guy to play with him seemingly every season. Why possibly would he want to go there? Would it be nice to jump on Joel Embiid's back? Well, of course. If you can get up there. But why would you want to do that? For me personally, I'd stick with my guns and I'd stay in the place I know loves me.
And that's the problem with the Dame situation is you can't trade somebody and expect to get a quality player or picks back, because picks are, they're lottery picks. You don't know what you get. They're lottery tickets. You don't know what you're going to scratch. You don't know what you're going to get. So it's kind of a, not a win-win situation, but I know he wants to play East. I would want to play in the East. It's an easy path to the finals. It's an easy path to the All-Stars. The West is pretty stacked, and I would want to be traded to the East. But yeah, you're correct. 76ers, I would leave off. That's the most dramatic, crazy NBA organization in the last couple of years than I would want. I wouldn't want to step into that situation.
Yeah, it seems like this year, the Sixers, if they were going to do it, they were going to do it this year. It seemed to be the right mix of guys. But yeah, we could speculate on every team and what uniform Dame would look good in. But at the moment, he's at home, he's staying. And so to avoid the hype of perpetuating where's Dame going to go, what's he going to do, let's just keep him at home. Let's talk about something else for once in ESPN or for the local media. Let's talk about something besides and just assume our guy's going to stay with us.
No, I'm with you. I'm in the camp of I'm good if he goes. I'm good if he stays, because I'm kind of excited about this young Blazer team. If Dame wants to stick around for that, I'm excited to see how that coaching situation and would work out where Scoot and Dame and everyone's there. And I guess with that Dame situation, how's Anthony Simons feeling? His name is in every trade. Hey, we want to get rid of you. I'm assuming Joe Cronin has spoken with him and says, hey, if a trade comes up, we're probably going to trade you. If not, you're being traded because we value you. You're awesome. We like you. So if it doesn't work out, we're all good. I hope that communication's going on.
Yeah, and I'm sure it is. There's nothing devious going on. It seems to be open communication now. Again, we're just speculating because we're outsiders, wondering what's happening, but the sense is, yeah, no one's going to get screwed over here, and I don't think there's going to be any hard feelings one way or the other. It's a love fest in Portland. A lot of incense and sage being burned.
Let's talk about free agents and Dame.
Well, it's hard for me to imagine outside of the lure of Dame of wanting to play in Portland currently. Now, as we know, the current situation in Portland is a little bit like a Mad Max landscape or as close to it as we've seen anywhere else. So not exactly, let's see here, Burnside Bridge or South Beach. Let's see, Rocco's Pizza or the Clevelander Hotel, right? It's not much of a matchup. So outside of Dame, I'm not sure that the lure is there at the present moment.
So I'm going to step in. Since we're talking about free agencies, free agent period has just started, and Shams Charania reports that the Warriors and Draymond Green have agreed on a 4-year, $100 million contract. So that takes Draymond Green out of the Portland dream. He was not in Portland, as Dwight James reported the other day. They did not rent out Burgerville and discuss coming to Portland. So Draymond Green is sticking with the Warriors.
Yeah, that's the best move, and that's not really a surprise at all. And if you're any other club in the NBA, do you want to listen to Draymond for a full season and possibly have to wear mouthpieces whenever he's around?
Get punched in the face.
Yeah.
So that's a big guy off the board. Portland does not need any more guards or small guys, or need to get a Brook Lopez, or, they were talking earlier today that there was a possibility of Jeremy Grant going to Detroit. Detroit made a trade for Joe Harris, so that cap money is kind of gone. And so it kind of is signaling that Grant is going to be back. Who else do we got out there in free agency as a big man?
Well, with the new CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, which I have not read, and I'm not sure of all the intricacies of it, it's hard to say who you would want. It's more like who is available to you. And that's what's cloudy right now. We don't know who's available. Now, if you ask me if I could take anyone, regardless of the financial situation or anything, I go back to Detroit, and I think a player like Jalen Duren is a perfect fit for the Blazers. He's young, he's athletic, he wants to get offensive rebounds, he's a total dog. That's the kind of player that I would love to see with this team, because I think you got to go a little bit bigger right now. Yes, we're in a logjam situation at the 2 and the 1 and even the 3. So I go bigger the better right now. Now, I am a little bit of a big manophile. Basically, I love big men.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the Jalen Duren types, of the offensive rebound minded guys. So ideally, I'd want a player right in that sphere for this current club.
And there's not too many options out there, and we'll see what happens in the trade market and the free agencies the next couple of days. But my feeling is we're going to get. Drew Eubanks is rumored that he's going to sign with the Phoenix Suns. That's the talk today. We did let go Watford. We sent qualifying offers to the 2 younger guys there, so it's interesting to see how we're going to fill out this roster for the future for the young guys. Yeah, this just in from the Woj 10 seconds ago. Free agent Kyle Kuzma has agreed to a 4-year, $102 million to stay in Washington with the Wizards.
Yeah, and that's probably a good decision because, well, he can be a star there. We talk about Jordan Poole, who's headed over to Washington. Talk about an absolute change of the landscape in Washington. That guy might average 30 a game.
That's a quick turnaround. Fire the general manager, come in, clean house, get everything in order. As I was speaking, Drew Eubanks, former Portland Trail Blazers, has agreed to a 2-year deal with the Phoenix Suns.
Not good for Drew.
So that's a lock there for Drew, and maybe just want to get away from mom and dad in Troutdale and just relax in Phoenix. Who knows?
Well, the Shack of Troutdale is moving on.
Yeah, vintage shirts. If you had one, you sold one. That is now a collector's item. You can buy on eBay for about $500.
Shack of Troutdale in Phoenix. Okay, well, good for Drew Eubanks. I do have a feeling, though, that he has peaked and that Portland is his natural place and his natural home. So I wish Drew the best, and good luck in Phoenix.
Good luck, Drew Eubanks. We appreciate your enthusiasm, and mom and dad will miss you. I'm sure they'll love going to Phoenix in the wintertime.
Thanks, Drew.
So yeah, free agents are coming off the board here on our free agent special here on the 77 podcast. No Blazer movement as of right now. of this podcast. So that brings us to only in Portland section. You and I are going to play GM, and I like this. I like this game because I've been playing it for the last couple months. Of whenever I talk shop with my Laker friend, and we go back and forth of, oh, you should just tear this down. So if I was the GM and I'm Joe Cronin, or I'm Mike Doherty, I'm the general manager of the Portland Trailblazers. I have Dame Lillard. I just made an awesome draft. I have Shaedon Sharpe. I have Anthony Simons. I have Grant, who can't go anywhere. I'm saying, hey, Dame, we appreciate it. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? If you want to stay, you stay. This is what we're going to do. If you want to go, I'll help you out. Give us a draft pick. Give us maybe a young guy. I'll work with you. We hope you get a championship. Maybe you come back. We'll celebrate you. Your number will be in the rafters. We love you. But I got this young team. It's my second year as a general manager. I want to run with this. I want my own Denver Nuggets. I want my own OKC. I want my own Sacramento Kings. And now put to that list the Washington Wizards. Quick turnaround. I just want to get in the game, and I want to develop these young guys. And I'll give Chauncey one more year. If it's not him, hey, I wonder. Terry Stoss is just an assistant. I can bring him back anytime. He can run this squad. That's what I'm doing. What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going younger. I'm staying young, and I'm going big. You need a little bit of size right now, so that's what I'm looking for. We discussed it earlier. You know that I'm a guy who loves big men, but it's really shoe fits here. So if I make any changes as a GM, if I'm the GM, probably first thing I do is I look to get bigger right away. Drew was only one of the only few true big men that the Blazers had rostered. So hopefully go in that direction.
So it looks like the Phoenix Suns are stockpiling free agents. They just signed guard Damian Lee, 1-year deal with the Phoenix Suns, and as well as Diop with the Phoenix Suns.
They are very active right now, but does that surprise you considering what the new owner has done the moment he stepped in the door? It doesn't surprise me at all. But it seems a little bit hasty. The Suns organization right now just seems a little bit hasty and hurried, and we're borderline out of control here. Now, easy to eat crow at the end of the season with a guy like Kevin Durant on your club, and this team could end up winning the championship. But in my eyes, it doesn't seem like that right now. It just seems hasty. It seems rushed. It seems a little impulsive. So, normally in this situations, if it were an individual player, I'd say good luck. But it's an organization that, I just don't believe in right now. So no good luck for Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, those were the dream owners. Reminds me of like Trader Bob Whitsitt back in the day when we had overweight Sean Kemp, Detlef Schrempf, Steve Smith. Who else? Anybody else you can name was on the Blazer roster. Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
Arvydas Sabonis. And that's when you had, he at the time, Paul Allen was like the second richest man in the world. So you could throw that money out there. But this whole second apron talk and salary cap, that is supposed to be trying to put a stop from, players moving, people signing weird contracts, and that's supposed to hopefully level out the playing field throughout the NBA for small market and big market teams.
Yeah, and I like it. I mean, they implement new rules all the time as a sign of development, not only in the league, but a sign of development in the society. So when things have to get changed, they change them. The NBA is on the forefront of almost everything, socially, technologically. So yeah, I'm on board with what they do. I think it's a good move.
I think when it's all said and done with Dame Lillard, I'm hoping that they treat Dame Lillard like they treated Clyde Drexler and said, hey, go to Houston, win a championship with your buddy. Go to Miami, win a championship with your other buddy. Have a good time.
Seems like the best predictor of future events are past performances. So let's hope that the Blazers uphold that tradition.
Yeah, go Blazers. I'm excited. I don't think I've ever been, this excited about a Blazer team. And that's going through the J.R. Rider, Jimmy Jackson years.
I don't think anyone's ever said, I haven't been this excited since Isaiah Rider in a long time.
Easy Rider.
think I've ever been excited since J.R. Ryder.
Yeah. Don't get him confused with J.R. Smith either. So J.R. Ryder and J.R. Smith are similar, but not the same.
Yeah, well, you love one JR, you love them all.
I love what the Blazers future holds. Summer League's going to be fun. So tune in for that. And now I just want to jump to if you have anything more to say about your GM role in Portland.
Yeah, go big. That's it.
Go big. Go big or go home.
Bigger.
That wraps up episode 1 of the 77 podcast show. I'm your host, Mike DC, along with Bo Diesel. We'll see you in the next episode, hopefully with Damian Lillard news.
Thanks, Mike. It was fun.